For next year we are bringing a suspended thrill coaster and family boomerang to Emerald Park. So at the new land of Tirna Nok there will be a myth together with the intertwined design of the coasters, and that is something we are really looking forward to in Emerald as well.
We updated a few little minor things. We of course keep an eye on every train that is in the field. We closely monitor how they perform. And after Hals-über-Kopf we tweaked the suspension frame a little bit. And we also softened the spring dampener that is in the chassis, in the frame, to allow for more lateral force compliance, because Emerald Park has a lot more dynamic loads than the first iteration. So that's how we changed it.
Yeah, the trend what you see that are now coming up is that on one side you have the thrill seekers that are just visiting the parks. On the other hand, families are very important to have the right balance between thrill rides and family rides. And now we have came up, for example, with the family lounge coaster, which is a combination between family and thrill. All that combined together, the whole family can take a ride. So you have the first time riders, the step up, and even the thrill riders. There is enough adventure and a lot of nice thrilling elements in the ride that attract both target groups. So you have a wide demographic for a park, and that's the main reason what we offer with these kind of attractions and coasters.
Yeah, so everything is possible with the STC. So we do have a version that allows for LSM launches. We have shuttle layouts in the pipeline. You can do everything with the STC. Keep an eye out on future developments.
It has been very rewarding for us to see that we can bring our next gen Vekoma coasters to the States. Of course, this year we opened Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood, that also won the Golden Ticket Award for Best Family Coaster this year, and Dollywood for Best Park. We are very proud of this result because it has nothing but raving reviews, but also the wide demographics, having the launches in the coaster, the long number of tracks, all the nice elements in this coaster. And there are a lot more projects coming up, like second Super Boomerang that we are bringing to Six Flags Great Adventure next year. So we're really excited about that one as well. Yep. We like to see that the coaster enthusiasts are really asking for next gen Vekomas that they are able to ride also in the US. So that's also a sign for us that our next gen Vekomas are being appreciated by the audience. So thank you very much for that.
That depends on the project. For instance, with the Hyperspace Warp model that we have, we reused the original layout of the launched version, so the original Space Warp, and we extended it and then added a lift hill to it, which, you know, you can get the same strong layout experience from that, but it gives the client an option to choose between a lift or a launch. So we sometimes play around with that. That's a tricky one because we have two different speeds that the train travels through the layout. So you have the forwards and the backwards. The difference in banking, like the difference in optimal banking, is the highest right starting from the station. And then it decreases gradually towards the end of the layout when you get to the stalling point. So you have to take that into account when you create your forces. To answer your question, you can fine-tune the G-forces more accurately towards the end of the layout than towards the station.
In one sentence, the compact footprint. Yeah. So it has a very narrow footprint which fits on a very small area within the park. It has the iconic appearance with the vertical spike. So it's a really iconic attraction within your park, you can't miss. It's a 52.5 meter tall tower. And with the triple launch, all the different thrill elements within it, the nice train, you can add the theming as well. So it really adds to the experience. So really proud of that one, and it's been well received so far.
There's not really a specific thinking process for the tilt coaster. We always just have to see how much energy we have, how much is available, and trying to make the most of that energy. So there's not really a specific thinking process there. We try to implement the structure of the tilting mechanism with the layout, so maybe there's a fly-through, but other than that, it's a thrill coaster in the end. So we apply the same strategy. Gaultlet has quite a smaller footprint, so it was important to get a lot of elements in a small space. And then, of course, the length of the track. You have to make sure that there's as much punch in the layout as possible. I mean, all the way through, you know, from the drop to the brake. So there's never any dead spots. It's full going from start to finish.